Jesus, we're that close to 30.
29. Oh shit, we're almost 30.
Almost 30. Dirty 30.
Almost at our nerdy 30 birdie.
I could have swore we just got old enough to drink.
Yeah, I mean, 9 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, well, let's get to it then. No announcements today, guys, but we're just going to get right into the out of pocket. Pick a number between 1 and 12. Either one of you, doesn't matter. Because I found this list that has 12, what's it called? Call Me Grandma in Bed, the most outrageous stories on Reddit.
Okay.
So it's 12 of them. So over the next 12 weeks, we're going to... Number 4.
I think our last episode had something a little bit like that. A little statement like a statement that you probably shouldn't say to your partner when things are getting hot and heavy. You know, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh no, we're not going to. Cool. Yeah, last episode's in the past. We're going to leave that where it is.
Yeah, please.
On to the future.
Please.
So, number 4, Breezy. This is the one you picked. Remember that? Right?
It is she.
The bedroom equalizer.
The bedroom equalizer. Denzel Washington. We talk about
this is the title. This is called The Bedroom Equalizer. That's the name of it. And this is a real quick out of pocket.
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to get right to it. My 25-year-old boyfriend, 25-year-old girl, she's talking about her boyfriend, 28, likes to be called daddy in the bedroom. I've obligated this
which
request.
one is this? Which one likes to be called daddy?
He likes to be called. But it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided that I don't want to do it anymore. He's not happy with this, and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He simply enjoys hearing me say it. Since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I like for him to call me grandma in bed as a compromise. He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he preferred not to have. I'm like, okay, join the fucking club. Anyway, the last time he tried to be intimate, and we had any type of intimacy with me, I started to refer to myself as grandma in the third person. Like, do you like when grandma does that? Etc. And he flew off the handle. Said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but do you think I was out of pocket?
I do think she was out of pocket only because she didn't take it further.
That is a hot take.
You want some of grandma's cookies?
Is oatmeal raised?
All I need is some milk.
Bring me some sugar, baby.
All right. So boyfriend didn't want to give grandma her brown sugar.
Right. I mean, I think it's a fair play. I think she proved that she proved her point. Yep. She made a statement. She asked a question that she wouldn't do it. Proved her point.
True.
Yeah, she did. She went through all the right steps. She
asked
communicated.
Him,
he didn't reciprocate. You know, he didn't accept it. So she showed him exactly why that shit is kind of weird. Find something else to have.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think that's an easy enough compromise. Like, find a different word or your name, or like, I mean, it's a bunch of other things that
is weird.
Yeah, because I had this talk with Sophie, but like a different way. I was like, I don't know if I want Emma to call me daddy, because it's just people have made the word weird.
Yeah, they have.
They made the word like she says dada now, and I mean it's dad sometimes, but I'm like, I just keep it like that. Because I'm like, I'd rather call me bro than call me daddy. Like, cause the word's been ruined, dude. It's been fucking ruined.
Okay. Well, at least he knows that his girlfriend doesn't like thinking about his dad.
Oh, Tosan? Is that a good one? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Or maybe what would be the quicker way to say that? Because a Tosan is the full formal way. That's like saying father, right?
Son, Mr. Father, isn't it? I don't know.
Or maybe she doesn't want to think about him.
I mean, I still think that me personally, I mean, do whatever you want, like between your relationship or whatever. But I think the word's weird because it's like your girl's calling you daddy. I'm like, this shit's weird to me. Like, it always been kind of weird. Like, but like that's my own personal preference. Like I said, like, you know, to people who each their own. But I mean, I figured your partner doesn't want to do it. Like, you can come up with a compromise.
Yeah.
A simple enough word.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a very specific. Like, it's just
take a day and think of a different word. I'll do it.
So yeah, like,
because she did offer that, like,
true.
Because my thing is always like, if in those situations, sexual or not, like, if you come to your partner with like saying no to something, you should at least offer a compromise, or like, even if you don't have something, like, hey, we can try to figure something out.
Yeah. Yes, man. She did good. She did good.
Yeah, she did good. And I'm like, if he's not willing to compromise, I mean, walk away. You'll find somebody else that is.
So, like, in the inverse, if she has sex with his father, do you think she'd call him son?
Just to keep it sunny. Just keep the daddy train going. Fun fact about this, though, like, are you guys familiar with the Instagram model Blah Gigi? Yeah, well, she's an Instagram model, and she did an interview. I'm not sure with who. I'll find a clip for Breezy, but she was talking about this one dude that she was talking to, and he fucked her over, so she ended up fucking his dad. I can't remember his dad or his grandpa. I think it was his grandpa, and that's why it was ridiculous.
Wow.
And like, I watched one of the other guys on Instagram. His name is what is his name? Toxic King or Sauce King, something like that. But he just makes a lot of jokes about like toxicity and like the hilariousness of it. And so he did a reaction video to her video about the when she was talking about, yeah, I played him, I ended up fucking his grandpa, whatever. He was like, all I hear is you saying that he got some ass and he passed it to the ancestors. When he said pass it to the ancestors, I swear to you, my soul left my body because I wasn't prepared to hear that.
I wasn't either.
And that was funny, bro. Funny. Yeah. I get the clips for that so we can put that up. But that's just too good. Jeez. But today's episode is going to be a fun one because we're going to piss off two anime fandoms at the same time. Actually, multiple fandoms, but two different generations.
Hell yeah.
We're going to talk about the Oldtakus, and we're going to talk about the Newtakus, the young Takus. And we're going to go through the goods, the bads, like us being Oldtakus, like the stuff we like from the new gen, the stuff we don't like, the goods, the bads, like the ones we like, the ones we don't like. And just for a general perspective on things, on how we are, so you guys are in on it, like pretty much how we're sitting is how we are in like our allegiance with the new gen. Like I'm all for it. I don't like a lot of the new stuff. Ryan's kind of in the middle, picking and choosing like what kind of likes and what he doesn't like, and Breezy's just old man Taku over there. So we gonna get into it.
Get off my lawn.
So where you guys want to? So my thing is like, all right, for us us being the old Takus, before we go to like the grandpa Takus, the OG san Takus, where would you define that line where we start? Kind of. I say Dragon Ball.
Definitely.
I say Dragon Ball is our start, and like, because that would have been like Kenshiro and stuff would have been like the end of that last generation. Yeah, and like Goku would have been like our first one into.
So the history of our anime actually does start for us, for anime in general, for the explosion of anime does start literally Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon.
Facts,
legit, yeah. And then right after is like Pokemon. So for us, that is our start because that's kind of where like on the American side, most people start with anime. Comes from. There was before that they did have like Speed Racer, and there
I remember seeing Speed Racer. Like it wasn't Boomerang, but it was something like Boomerang. Where, like,
it was pretty big.
Randomly,
it was pretty big. It was huge. And then there was also like Robotech, which was lacrosse. Yeah. So there were some big ones before we got to it, but it didn't become a cultural phenomenon until we were. That makes sense. But like for what it was though, Robotech and Speed Racer, they make sense though that they were popular because racing has always been like a big thing. Like in the world, racing has always been a big thing, but America specifically with NASCAR and everything. So Speed Racer makes sense, and everyone loves giant robots. Yeah, like I mean, because like right after that, like we said, if you look at like Dragon Ball and that average, like Power Rangers right in there, and that was just more giant robots.
Good point. Yeah, it did. It really did help out the Power Rangers explosion of popularity in the West. And Sailor Moon's an interesting one. Sailor Moon, I don't want to say that their popularity fell off. Everything. But it kind of did. Sailor Moon was... Obviously, Sailor Moon is very influential to the genre that it basically created. But you don't really see a lot of, like, talk about magical girl shows in the West like you did for Sailor Moon. I think there was, like, a short resurgence with Madoka. But then the magical girl genre just fell back off, and you don't hear about it over here across the pond anymore.
But just like it got like most of us boys into, like Dragon Ball got most of us boys into it, Sailor Moon did, to this day, has a huge mark on like female otaku over here.
Fair. Because it did because when you look at them, they have the exact, I won't say the exact same story, but they hit the same story beats. And I can see like, it hits the same beats that it would for like a guy or for a girl like watching it. And like, I love Sailor Moon as a kid because that was my first experience with like a female cast of characters that I like enjoyed. Because before that, you guys like the Pink Power Ranger, Yellow Power Ranger, it was always like the main characters were dudes and it was like girls were adjacent. You know, still main characters, but they weren't the focal point. So Sailor Moon was like, and I say like it was dope because Sailor Moon, when that came out, that's when like Mia Hamm, Serena Williams, like Venus Williams, like I think it was just like a girl power like thing. Because I mean, at that age, we were like 9 and 10. It's like, yeah, boys are better than girls. Like that's my mentality because I was a child. But Sailor Moon mixed with all those other things, like the 96 Olympics, the women's soccer team won. Whichever one that was, like all around that time, like I was just engulfed with like all these things around about like, oh, girls are like awesome too. So I'm like, I think it did a lot, like, in general. Because I don't even know, like, a big story like that with, like, a female lead.
Good point. It wasn't a ton of them. I mean, we had... You
get your Sakuras, you get your Noburas, you get, like...
Yeah. We didn't have too many, like, cartoons for little girls, like that. That was, like, an action cartoon, but still...
I guess we also had Card Captors. I did watch Card Captors. Card Captors was incredible.
Yeah. Card Captors is hard to watch now, though. The beginning of Card Captors is really childish. Like, very, very childish. Like, I went going back and watching all the stuff I watched as a kid to see, like, is it still good? Did I like it? Blah, 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 blah. And Card Captors, like, that's one of the ones, like, I had the hardest. I couldn't watch it. Like, I had to skip until whatever I was talking to you about it. Whatever I skipped to, like, the second or third season, it was like, when I got to there, I was like, all right, cool. And, like, the stuff be happening before was, like, kind of important for story aspects of it. For the most part, it's like,
it's mostly villain of the week, if I recall.
Yeah, it's mostly villain of the week, and it's like you get like 4 or 5 good story beats, like individual things that lead to something. But besides that, yeah, it's kind of weak sauce. I think personally, Sailor Moon would do better now than it did before.
Oh, if it was released in the West again,
yeah, like or if we just had like because I know they just remastered and have Sailor Moon R came out, but I think if it was a big push, like if it was just Sailor Moon, that's what you could call it, Sailor Moon Super. You ran it with Dragon Ball. And just remastered the original one and just ran like Dragon Ball. I think it would do great.
They did that. It didn't, because you got Sailor Moon.
Crystal, yeah. And that's like, but it wasn't a push for it. It was like made and it came out on DVD. But it wasn't like a trailer. Like I haven't seen if you get a trailer for Sailor Moon, I guarantee you a trailer for Sailor Moon, it won't do like a bajillion like Dragon Ball, but it would definitely do well.
So like, I actually watched Sailor Moon Crystal pretty recently, like last year. And it reminded me that I can't remember what the reason was, but Sailor Moon Crystal had like a really bad reception when it came out.
Oh, because Toei, because it had the classic Toei problems. The art was messed up. They had to fix it on DVD.
Okay. Because I had no idea what the issue was. Because I watched Sailor Moon Crystal. I was like, this is actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you got the Blu-ray version.
Yeah, I probably got I was watching a 9 anime.
Yeah. You got the OG real version of it.
I got the Snyder cut.
Yeah. Yeah, because as a One Piece fan, I hate Toei. I hate Toei. Toei is like the worst.
They're
the worst.
As a Dragon Ball fan,
they are the worst. Like, because they still do everything they did in the 80s. Like, because all the other new anime companies like MAPPA and like UFO Table and all the other ones that are doing all these amazing things, they're listening to what the fans want and we're reciprocating it. With Toei, like, we've been doing this for 100 years and we know better than you, so shut the fuck up. And that's just how they operate.
Now, I do got to point out, we do also have to talk about Newtaku.
We do.
We went on a hard Oldtaku tangent.
We did. But like, within my question is, since I like the most of them, like, what new ones are you gravitating towards the most? So like, again, where is this cutoff? Like, where do we draw our line for the old stuff and the new one?
I think our Oldtaku stuff ended with Naruto Shippuden. I think that is the last thing that you can say. Bleach is a weird exception since Bleach wasn't able to tell its story all the way, and it jumped all the way ahead to modern 2023. Now it's using all this new tech to tell its story. So Bleach is cheating and they don't count. And they suck.
For me, as an otaku, and since I'm actually getting back into watching anime, I actually have a hard cutoff of things I'm going to watch. It's going to be 2010 is going to be my cutoff for stuff.
2010. What is the big... I'm going to look up big anime in 2010 so we can have like a reference point to like what we're going to use.
That's how I think of when I think of Oldtaku. Anything 2010 and previous.
I think that's a good cutoff time.
Yeah.
2010 anime.
There's some bangers after 2010.
When did Naruto Shippuden end?
Shit.
Somewhere around there. Somewhere
like
in the 2010s. So
2015,
that's so Gintama would be like the first big thing to start off that. That's like the biggest thing I see to start in 2010.
Oh, I do want to watch Gintama. Oh shit,
I
Ippo.
Gintama.
Well, Ippo is as old as Dragon Ball is.
Okay.
Like,
the manga is.
The manga itself is, yeah.
So Gintama, since Gintama is, say, a gag, but it's also a parody manga, they'll probably have the same.
All right. Here it is.
They're Oldtaku. Gintama is Oldtaku.
So I'm going to look at the top. We go top 15 from like that 29. So this is from like 29 to 2012. So like this era would be like that chunk of where we're cut off. So Sengoku, Basara, that's Alex's shit.
That's sweet.
Bakuman, didn't watch that one.
Watched that.
The World God Only Knows. I've heard good things about that one.
I think I saw that. I read that. No, I watched that one. It's about a nerd who only plays otome games suddenly has to actually go out and seduce real women for some reason, and also he has a shoulder cute chibi Shinigami devil.
All right, interesting enough.
Good setup.
Yeah, it's enough stuff happening, so like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Samurai Girls, not sure about that one. Psyche Detective, Yakumo, Togani no Chi. Apparently that one's still going on. Tagami Bache Reverse. I just realized I don't know anything from 2010.
Yeah,
Air Gear. I know Air Gear.
Air Gear. Yeah, you want to watch that. Yeah.
I want to.
Endurara manga. Endurara. And the biggest one is Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn.
Gundam.
Yeah. So yeah, I think 2010 is a good cutoff because I don't even know any of those. So fair enough.
Yeah, I want to do Air Gear and Air Master.
I was never able to sit down long enough to finish Durara.
Oh, I did want to watch that too. Yeah,
that's a toss up because like I go back and forth with that one because like I'm interested in it, but like I'm never interested in it when I'm watching it. Like I'm watching this, like stuff's happening, and the characters are interesting, but I'm like the stuff that's going on is kind of like it never really pulled me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here. But
like it was because usually it's either an event or a character that I can tie back to like what got me into something, and I just didn't get one with that.
Yeah, they have some pretty interesting characters for. It's an eclectic cast.
Yeah.
And some of the characters I actually did like. Like, there was this one dude, just the muscle, just the physical man. I just remember
skinny muscle man.
Skinny blonde muscle man.
Yeah.
I just remember him uppercutting a car.
Yeah.
Because it had the audacity to crash into him.
That's so good. Yeah.
I remember him picking up a mailbox and just chucking it at someone.
Yep.
Like a projectile? Just
like Kanji. I'm pretty sure, no, I can't say Kanji was based off him, because Kanji kind of predates him. But I think he was based off of Kanji.
That makes sense.
Just getting steel chairs and just whatever the hell it is for.
Couch. Car. just throw, he's playing Power Stone. Just whatever
you got. Alright, so recently we watched we watched the first episode of the Dark Trios. Well, Ryan and I have watched all Chainsaw Man. I watched all of JJK, read all of JJK. You guys watched all of season 1. But Hell's Paradise, because you watched a couple episodes, right?
Yeah.
And you watched the first episode. So, we'll start with the Dark Trio. So, the Dark Trio, where are you at with them, Breeze?
It's cool. I dig it. I'm actually, since y'all showed me the first episode, because before y'all showed me that, I was not interested. I saw Chainsaw Man, I was whatever. But when I watched it with you guys, it's really good. Really good writing. It got me invested in the character right away. So it got rid of my bigotry for the Newtaku.
That was the hope of it, because I do like Denji. I think Denji is one of the worst main characters ever, but I do like him though for that reason.
I think he is a good bad character. He is. Yeah, I would say he is clearly damaged, and that's not because of bad writing; it's because of good writing. Yeah, and I like that.
Yes. And I like the way he figures things out in it's literally like watching a child figure it out, because he's just like a 5-year-old trying to figure things out. So it's very interesting. A 5-year-old with superpowers exists in the world,
and a full-time job.
With a full-time job, and I like it too, because that's kind of that's Big Mom's story arc in One Piece. She's just a child with ridiculous power, and it's what do you do with this person? So I've always liked that aspect of it. How you feel about Hell's Paradise?
Also really good. I didn't like it as much as the other two Dark Trio, but I feel like I would just have to watch more of it. It did have that Basilisk vibe that I really like. From though it felt more like because are the Dark Trio all seinen or are they technically shonen or
they're all seinen?
Okay,
yeah, I think JJK is the most shonen
like,
out of them, and I mean like the only I guess they all have the shonen element of like they get stronger, like there are clear power ups like in tiering and as the stories goes on, but like they're seinen.
Okay,
yeah,
I want to see more of Hell's Paradise, but it didn't wow me like the other ones did.
That's fair. I would say like after watching it, the wow. So the whole point is them getting to the island. The first episode when they get to the island, that's the real first episode.
Okay.
Like honestly, I wish they would have started on the island and this part was a flashback. I think that would have been better for just getting into it. Because like if this was like chapter 1 of a manga and I read it, I kind of been like,
take it or leave it.
Yeah, that is the feeling that I had when I first watched it. And I would have stopped there, but I want to give them 3 episodes to actually wow me.
Yeah.
The second episode is the selection, where they actually select who gets to go to the island, and basically you just get to see all the main characters style on a bunch of
randos.
Yeah,
always cool.
But then when they get to the island in the 3rd episode, that's when they actually show the pecking order, and all those dudes who are styling people. Not all of them get to keep styling on people.
I like it because it immediately shows you like main characters, A-rank main characters, and S-rank main characters. You find out really quickly like where they rank in the main character list, and like I think you guys are like the later parts of Hell's Paradise because it's very Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
no one or nothing is safe.
Yeah, they do immediately show you in episode 3 that the tiers that you had in your mind were not accurate. And they're like, oh, nope, you can die. You can also die.
And I like that too because most shows don't do that. Not off rip. Like, you get to the end of the story and like you're fighting a big bad and he just start killing off people. Like, first arc before a villain is even named.
Yep. Like, you just touched down. You just stepped off the boat.
Not even in some of those cases. And
so I do want to watch more Hell's Paradise because episode 3 did grab me. They actually saw some real mortality in these characters. I'm like, yes. And that was called Hell's Paradise. Nice. And also rampant growth of nature just creeps me the fuck out. It's like when we saw those mushrooms on the lawn. And I like the fact that Gabby Morrow actually pointed out that this ecology doesn't make any sense, and you should be creeped the fuck out right now.
Yeah,
because I was thinking it, but I thought it was just like
aesthetic,
overdone aesthetic. It was like, no, Gabby Morrow was like, this shit is unnatural.
And I like the as you get further and further into it, like you don't even get the power system until like the 7th or 8th episode.
Okay.
But because the manga itself is only 127 chapters, like short, like in and out, like good story. It's literally the story of them getting to the island, getting what they need to get, and getting the fuck out of there.
Okay.
So like that, I like too because the whole thing, like once you get there and like things start moving, it feels rushed, but in a good way. Like everything feels like it's like you're always moving forward and you're always going, and like you stop and take a break sometime. But I like it because it does what JoJo's tried to do in part 3. Like, it had that feeling of like, oh, I need to go there to save this person, but it doesn't have where JoJo's where you stop every 2 minutes to fight fucking 18 people and then get back to it. It's like, this is urgency's lost. But in Hell's Paradise, you keep that sense of urgency. Like, because if someone's already like, dude, we literally can't fuck around. Like, we gotta go. Like, shit needs to be done right now. And I like that aspect of it, because as a One Piece fan, I'm so used to like stopping to take breaks and like taking the long road and relaxing and like letting the story kind of play out. So like having like a urgent story with like extreme urgency from all parties. It's really good. And they do the chaos element well, like a one-on-one fight. This is always expect a third party. Okay. So that's why I said like I really think that make your opinion on Hell's Paradise on episode 3. Okay. And if you don't like it after episode 3, I got nothing to say, because episode 3 is to me that's the true first episode for Hell's Paradise. That's the true first episode. Right. Of course, Demon Slayer. I think that's the one. I think I grabbed. JJK and Demon Slayer are kind of like, and Black Clover. That's my trio. That's my new trio that are like those are my boys.
Ooh,
those
I see you skipped over one. We can get to that in a little bit.
I ain't skip over nothing important, so it's okay. But so Demon Slayer, because I watched all of it. How much have you watched, Ryan?
I've watched all of season 1. I watched the train movie. I haven't seen anything in the Red Light District.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Yeah. The Red Light District is one of my favorite arcs.
Okay.
Because Rengoku is my favorite Hashira out of all of them, but Tengen was my second favorite. Outside of one that isn't revealed until the very fucking end. I mean, Goemei is Goemei, but you don't see Goemei do anything until like the literal last fight. The fight before the last fight. But those two are my favorite.
Okay.
I guess we'll buy it. Ups, downs. Through season 1 so far.
Yeah. I feel like Demon Slayer kind of pushed forth the arts of what you can put into a fight in a serialized, is that syndicated or serialized? In a serialized anime. And I like the fact that the shows that we've been seeing after them have kind of continued that, like Chainsaw Man and JJK, they all look like Demon Slayer level.
In terms of animation?
Animation is like, overall, like I did like that because the general animation is going on the up across the board.
It's like everybody has that team from UFO Table all of a sudden.
Well, I think it's the fact that like if that is the new peak, is like our standard needs to be like not far off. Like, you know what I mean? Because if it is, then no one's just going to watch the shit anymore.
Right. Shoot, Demon Slayer is UFO Table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's their silver platter. Their je ne sais quoi now.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is a weird one, man, because I love everything about it, but it's still not my favorite. I don't know why that is, but
fair. You got a lot to choose from nowadays.
Yeah, but it's very well made, and out of all the Newtaku stuff, I'm really enjoying it.
I think I know why. I think because it doesn't do anything great. Like, it does everything good. Like, throughout this whole, like, the characters are great, like, the everything, but, like, everything, it doesn't have peaks and valleys. It's just kind of, like, across the board. And I think that's where, because most things that, like, the greatest, you're like, this is my greatest, but this couple scenes, it's like,
yeah. You know what it is? It's to me, it's the same. It's funny because both of these had, like, parallels. It's actually, to me, very similar to Full Metal Alchemist, because I love Full Metal Alchemist, but it's not my favorite thing of all time. Same tier for me. And they're both incredible.
Now that's an Oldtaku subject.
Yeah.
I think we should actually talk more about that. I still haven't seen Brotherhood.
Bro, then you haven't seen Full Metal.
I think we gotta wait till we watch Brotherhood.
We need to wait till we have Brotherhood. Yeah.
We can talk about the old 2004.
No, I'm not talking about that one. No, you say this because you haven't watched Brotherhood. And I'm like, even as a troll, you say this because you haven't watched Brotherhood.
we should both watch it because I haven't watched it either. So.
It is so weird that I can have such a high opinion of the original Full Metal Alchemist.
I do too.
Whereas people who have seen Brotherhood
until you watch Brotherhood
and read the anime or read the manga hate it. Like, for instance, talking about Full Metal Alchemist in front of Amber used to be just anathema. It's just, you do not talk about Full Metal Alchemist in front of Amber. This is 2004 Cast Tech freaking anime club, because she will go on a rant about how Full Metal Alchemist anime was shit and everything was wrong because in the manga they did this, that, and they didn't do this, and it's shit, and you should stop watching and read the manga now.
Ahead of her time.
Yeah. And she was 100% correct.
Yeah.
Because like I watched the first episode of Brotherhood some years ago and I was like, trash. Then like 2 months later I went back and watched all of it. I was like, little did I know. Yeah, my peasant mind wasn't ready for it.
I'm just saying, the movie Wanted is actually a pretty good movie in its own right, you know? Wanted, the one based off of that comic book. Yeah.
As a person that watches the movies over books usually, like Ready Player One was my first time being on the other side of that action.
Okay.
Because I have, like, for Harry Potter, for example, like I have read it in the books, but like I watched all the movies. And like, you know, I've gotten to tips with people about that or whatever. But Ready Player One was the first one when I was like, nah, bro. Like, the movie and the book are two completely separate different canons. Like, I could not think of two things that are completely more complete. Like I don't even. The characters aren't even the same.
Really?
Like the main character, like the one of the main characters has black hair, and they just gave her red hair because it's edgy and cooler. And they gave her. I was just like, okay, cool. I guess
change some stuff up.
Yeah, just added a bunch of stuff, and I get it because Ready Player One like would have been licensing fucking hell to try to actually make it like real. But they changed all of the story beats and everything about the story. So like, I'm like, it's completely a completely separate entity, and like I have no room for comparison as far as like Harry Potter or like any other of those things from like books and media. Yeah. But Ready Player One, those are two completely separate canons, like completely different.
Something really funny. Since we're gonna have Lloyd on soon, Starship Troopers. The book, the main character Rico. You know why the name's Rico? Because in the book he's freaking Hispanic.
Because it's Enrico.
Oh. Yeah, and like one of the biggest beats about Starship Troopers, the book, was about poverty and going to the army in order to escape it, and the like systematic racism between army recruiters going after impoverished countries for, I guess flesh, for freaking meat bags, cannon fodder. And in the movies, they just turn the dude white and just, you're white now. Yep. you're just some dude.
Dang.
See, that makes it two completely separate canons. Like, you missed the whole subplot of the story.
Damn.
So that makes it Earth A and Earth 2.
Yeah, I need to read the book now. That sounds interesting.
That sounds a lot more interesting than I mean, Starship Troopers as a movie, it's fun. It's like, you get around, you shoot some bugs, it's cool. It's a fun little action movie.
Dude, I don't remember shit about that movie. I watched it when I was maybe 8, but I should remember more of it.
Should you? Like it was a bunch of white dudes killing bugs.
Yeah.
And then one big black dude.
Yeah, it wasn't too enjoyable.
It was action.
To this day, I don't like bug killing things. I don't like that, or the perfect, what is it, blue gender?
Blue gender.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
You don't like it because those bugs are too damn good. Bugs are scary when they're actually your size. They're living tanks with acid.
Yeah.
And bugs are overpowered. That's why they got nerfed. I mean, they got balanced by being as small as they are.
True that.
They're balanced.
True that.
Thank you, Meteor.
That's why birds are small too, in my opinion.
To eat the bugs.
Because they were dinosaurs.
To eat the bugs, yeah. to keep the bugs at bay.
I do want to play Lost Planet, that whole series. So that's the only bug thing I'm slightly interested in.
Yeah. I'd be down for that. Yeah. I've played. Actually, okay. This is a little background stuff. I was going to talk to you guys about that for playing that for the stream anyway. Oh yeah, because I wanted to play through all 3 of them.
Yeah. I never got to play Lost Planet. When we were at GameStop and everyone was no. I played Lost Planet 3 with you guys once. I went online with you once, and I had no idea what the hell was going on because you guys had played Lost Planet 1 and 2, and I was just in some cold ass place with a sniper rifle, going like, "Who do I shoot? What happened?
Why my health going down?"
Yeah, like I really like the Lost Planet games, but I haven't played the second or third one. I've only played. Well, I played the first one all the way through. I played a big chunk of the second one, and the third one I played for a bit. So, like, I would like to play the second and third one all the way through.
So we're down.
A weird series for them to not have brought into the modern gen, or like the pre-modern gen.
I think it's probably you get a lot of crossover between that team because it is Capcom and the Monster Hunter World team.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that now that I said it.
Now that you say that, thinking about it, the biomes and how the monsters and stuff move, was Lost Planet a tech demo for Monster Hunter World? Not a tech demo, but like, was it?
Maybe. I mean...
Because, like, realistically, if I'm looking at this as a director's point of view, if I see you make Lost Planet, and I'm thinking about making a Monster Hunter game.
Come here.
Right, just do that.
Yeah.
But I got these specific monsters I need you to make from older games. Yeah, do that what you just did.
Yeah. And you get no mechs.
No mechs. Yeah.
No mechs. Yeah, no mechs.
That's why I bought them all, because I had played Monster Hunter. And I had already wanted to play Lost Kingdom, but they weren't available digitally. And then one day, all 3 of them were up digitally. And I was like, hell yeah. Sure. Jackpot.
Yeah. I've been down to play those too. Yeah. For sure. But back to topic. So we was on Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is good. We're all on Demon Slayer. I would like to talk about watch the rest of that. So we can talk about that. Because season 2, I really, really like season 2. Season 3's out now. And they announced season 4 already. And the final arc's going to be split up into 3 movies.
Okay. What's you guys' favorite, like absolute favorite? The number one. I just go with the number one. Newtaku show.
One Piece.
One Piece. Is that does that count?
It's still. I mean,
still going.
It's still going.
It's still going. Doesn't mean
it's still going,
bro.
All right, then
still got Simpsons going. That ain't Newtaku.
Mine's is JJK, Black Clover, and Demon Slayer. I really rotate between the 3 of those. Like, I don't think I can honestly give which one I like more, because I like them all for completely different reasons. Like, Black Clover gives me like a small dose. It gives me what I wanted from Naruto. It gives me, it's the Naruto that I wanted. And then Demon Slayer is a better Inuyasha. Like that slow, like,
I can agree with that.
Lovable, like, I don't know. It's like, it's because it is a shonen. It's very much a shonen. It's very much a seinen, but like, it still has this like air of love about it. Like, it's not as visceral or as, I can't say that because it is as visceral. I guess it still has a layer of hope in Demon Slayer, which like a lot of seinens and like other things, like the layer of hope is like, it's buried and then you got to look for it. And I think Demon Slayer is pretty on the top where the layer of hope is. And, Demon Slayer, and then JJK is just, I love JJK because it is dark. Like, I love JJK for the same reasons I love Hunter x Hunter. Because I mean, like, they feel that same void for me, I guess. The realistic darkness. Yeah. Because like Demon Slayer and Black Clover are unrealistic, but JJK is like, to me, is realistic enough. Like, if JJK actually happened, would it be fucked up? Yeah, but like, I can actually see that like existing and we just don't know about it because of where the world is.
Okay. Nice. Let you, Ryan.
My favorite is probably Chainsaw Man. And I'm going off the manga since I've only seen the first episode of the anime, but I did read the whole first season manga. I just love the cynical story. Yeah. As far as the seinen goes, this one is the darkest of the trio. I feel as if it's even darker than Hell's Paradise.
I do too.
Like, Hell's Paradise is going to be a bloodbath. I see a lot of people are going to
isolate it, though.
Yes. It's only 12 or 24 maybe people on an island. That's a pretty low death count compared to Chainsaw Man.
It's like 70% of the world got shot by the gun devil.
Just got shot. It shot the earth. Just boom. All of it. And Chainsaw Man is not afraid to go into the dark, cynical route where things may actually just straight up not turn out okay.
Yeah, and I like to go along with that too. Chainsaw Man has there aren't reasons for stuff. Like, some people are just like murderers in there because like they're just a murderer, and then you're like, oh, that's just life.
They can have like messed up petty reasons, like it's just they're mercenary, or they're just a serial killer. Yeah, or hey, they just don't like you because they're demons.
I kind of miss that. I kind of miss not humanizing every bad guy. Like, I just, cause the other one we aren't talking about just always humanizes the bad guy to a ludicrous degree.
What are you talking about?
Worst of the Newtaku? the worst of the Newtaku.
Breezy-chan. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Oh, God. PTSD.
Uwu.
My hero would be better if they said Uwu in it. God,
isn't one of the characters named Uwu?
Could be. I don't know all the characters.
What the?
You said Uwu Rocket.
I'm sorry,
bro. That's great though.
All right, we can't just keep trashing on My Hero. I feel when I showed you guys that picture of the DC versions of the My Hero characters, it actually made me think about My Hero in a DC world. Like, what if the DC writers actually did write a My Hero and made it
Teen Titans? I already got it. It's better.
That's actually a really good.
Young Justice. I already got it. It's better.
Those are good examples of what they could do with the My Hero characters, or maybe how they should change the world in order to also change the My Hero characters. Like, add some actual darkness and
relationships. People in real life have relationships.
I think the problem with My Hero is the villains. They're horrible.
That too.
Like, the only a lot of problems. The Overhaul was a great villain, and he only had one arc. Like, Shigaraki should not have been the main villain. And that's what ruins the show. Because one thing is, like, for your main villain, you can't introduce your main villain in the first season. It just doesn't work. Like, even if you want the main villain to be doing a parallel with the hero, keep that shit a secret and give us the flashback at the end. Like, seeing the villain be weak and now he has everything. Because I'm going to spoil all of this shit. I'm going to spoil the manga because I fucking hate this shit.
Dang.
God. So, like, in the manga, you get to a point where Shigaraki he's essentially All Might. He has All Might's ability plus his decay. And then it's like, I watched this skinny bitch-ass dude do all of this stuff to try to become this hero, and he's this villain. He's not even doing it. All for One's doing all the work. He's just the one that gets all this extra effort because All for One wants to take over his body.
Yeah, because he's the Deku.
Because it's the worst written version. My Hero is the worst written version of Star Wars. It just takes, and I don't even think Star Wars is a great written story. I think all the adjacent stuff from like the Star Wars movies are the better written stuff. But as it is, like, My Hero is just a bad copy of Star Wars with worse written characters.
Just hate, man. Just hate.
Give me something that's different.
I actually enjoy the idea of a villain growing as much as a hero, as long as the villain doesn't turn into a bitch. You can't
see it though. You can't see the villain grow.
Yeah,
because think about it. Think about anything when a villain. You see the villain weak. You can't see the villain weak.
I'm actually thinking about Scryed right now, where you had,
they weren't villains though. They weren't villains. Co-heroes.
They hated each other. And that's what matters. Yeah. But I really did like seeing both of those two idiots grow and maintain their hatred all the way up. Even after the final episode, they still hated each other.
Yeah. But it made sense though. They had a hate for each other and they were equal characters going on. You're telling me this is the hero and the villain. I don't need to see them interact the whole time. It does, because it doesn't add anything to the story. Because you get this point where Deku is in the mall and Shigaraki doesn't kill him right there. He has 4 fingers on his neck, but he doesn't kill him. Why? To keep the story going. And it's like, why? Why did you even have them talk to each other?
I got you.
Because if he killed him,
it's stupid.
He wouldn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it just takes all these tropes.
I'm actually making that point. There's a Batman Joker dynamic trying to be forced by the author.
That's what I mean. It's so many of these.
Does it fit in My Hero? That dynamic? Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, because and then another thing, just talk about Deku as a character. Deku didn't do anything to help himself be a hero before. He just said, he was a kid and said, I want to go to Hero Academy.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. He didn't start working out or doing anything until All Might offer for him to be a hero.
Didn't get gadgets, didn't do
anything. He had a notebook.
That's not the story. It's the story we wanted, but it wasn't the story out there. Yeah, it would have been a pretty incredible.
That's what I'm like. It would
have been a pretty awesome story.
It should have, could have, would have, did all these things. And another point, this is the thing that pisses me off the most. There's a fight that's going to be at the beginning of the next season of My Hero. And it's the fight that happened in the manga. And it pissed me off the most. So the number 1 American hero, Stars and Stripes. Her power, New Order. She can create rules that affect the universe. Okay, so that's her ability, right?
Very American.
Very American. She fights Shigaraki with her team of fighter jets. And they have like this whole war over the water or whatever. They had this fight. She essentially hits him with a nuclear bomb. She turns into a concept of a cloud and hits him with a nuclear bomb attack. Tells him that you don't exist anymore. These are rules that she's making. You know how he wins? I don't know who I am. I don't know if I'm Shigaraki or if I'm All for One. So you saying my name in this is the reason that I don't go. And that doesn't fucking matter.
No.
That's such a stupid ass. That is, and that's what I mean. Like, you keep putting the villain in these situations that don't make sense. Because now I have to believe that this person that can make rules that can affect the fucking universe got beaten by the final villain. But I'm supposed to believe that bitch ass Deku can beat Shigaraki.
I'm about to be that guy. I'm about to be that guy. Yo, DC does the exact same thing all the time.
They do. But you know what it is? And it's fucking stupid when they do stuff like that. When Superman Prime punched the universe and reset everything, that was dumb.
You know what? Wonder Woman put the lasso of truth on on Superman to make him say his real name. And Superman said, "My name is Clark Kent." She put the lasso of truth onto Batman to make Batman say his real name. You know what he said? Of course you know what he said.
I'm Batman.
I am Batman.
But you know why the magic didn't work on him? Because Batman's suit is anti-magic. That's why it didn't work on him. It didn't work.
No. It wasn't anti-magic. No. Here's the thing, right?
I get it because they used it. They used that multiple times. They used it in Batman Beyond too. When that's the reason Terry McGinnis figured out who Batman was because he called him Bruce Wayne instead of Batman because Batman thinks of himself as Batman. But also in that case too, Batman is Batman. Bruce Wayne is his alter identity. In this case, Shigaraki is Shigaraki, and you made it do the all for one thing because you can't have him get killed right there. So why did you have that plot point? Because no matter what you say or where you do it, if someone can rewrite the rules of the universe, no matter who else fights them, doesn't make sense.
He's Batman.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay, he's not Batman. Let's not insult Batman like that.
But it's like every step of Shigaraki, like to me, Chisaki Overhaul's arc did everything that Shigaraki set out to do in a beginning, middle, and end was better. Better motivations, better written characters, better abilities, better looking character.
All right, dude.
But still we are.
We get it. We're sorry.
It's bad.
We're sorry for bringing up My Hero.
Watch something else.
We gotta go
watch anything else.
To other stuff. Don't say the M word.
Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah, that's
one of the recent chapters what really grinds my gears. And it's like it's the Luffy be the Pirate King moment. It's just a phrase in the show. But when Ochaku was doing her speech and she was just like, why can't this be his Hero Academia? And I was just like, that was so fucking cringe to me.
Roll credits.
that was so cringe.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So I got one more thing to say about it. So you hit so many points.
Get your off.
I can't hold them all.
It's just
I'm gonna let it go.
It's just My Hero is just for me bad at a fundamental level. That's it. Just the everything about it is so bad. The world building, the setup for the world building doesn't really make sense. Everybody is got powers and stuff like that. Only a small percentage of people don't got powers. Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, because that goes to like this big plot when they're talking about like the reason All for One started doing for everything was the quirk singularity. So the biggest plot point in the show is that quirks are going to get so powerful at a point they're going to blow everything up. So the way the show's going to end everyone is Deku is going to remove everyone's superpowers. It's going to be a regular ass world at the end.
Like I feel like the world, because to me the world isn't different enough from our own for it to be like everybody has these powers. It's still like this. It's the same. It just looks like our same boring world. But now you have an excuse to have these like academies for like these people to come together and have powers and license tests and all that. And it's just
what an idea. An academy for people with superpowers. That's
almost like some type of Sky High or Xavier Institute of
I don't know,
gifted people or something.
That's crazy, dude.
Weird shit here, man.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah. So okay.
It's been proven to work, is what I mean.
Fair. But you look at the history of superhero comics, the thing that makes superhero comics work are usually the lowest common denominator, the secret identity, the I have to do this during this time, during this time. That's easy ways to create drama, so they eliminate that right away. Fine. We don't have to have that. We have Iron Man that also exists in comics. We have publicly, superheroes who are, they have public personas or whatnot. But also the thing that fails is, like, you don't have their dynamic of, like, being a hero versus like not being here. You don't have that dynamic either.
That is the most important one for a hero to have.
Yeah.
Like I need to do this task and I need to save lives.
But it's fucking my life up being a hero. So it's like
you gotta remember that's something unique that Spider-Man created and mastered.
All of them do it though. Everyone has a secret identity. They have stuff they have to deal with during their 9 to 5 and stuff they have to deal with as a superhero. Yeah. But like in My Hero, your 9 to 5 is being a superhero. So it's like but everyone's a superhero, though. So it's like...
Yeah, you just get rid of, like, all the typical problems that superheroes have to deal with. So, like, all the conflict that's interesting in superhero books just isn't there. Right. Okay, we got past all that.
That is a good point. There isn't anything in My Hero outside of the surface level superhero thing. The surface level My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Yeah,
because, like, X-Men there's interpersonal relationships.
Interpersonal bigotry.
A real world that they have to go to after work.
Yeah. Well, to touch on the bigotry thing too, that was another big pop point. I won't go off on tangent on this one, but like it was a couple chapters, like, you know, the octo guy, the guy with the 8 arms, and the guy that can speak to animals. This is little subplot where they fight Spinner about heteromorphs, which are like the people that are half animals in the world, and like it's like a 2-3 chapter thing, and everyone was just like, so you took the topic of bigotry and racism, and you decided to boil it down to like 3 chapters. And like, it was just, everyone was just offended by it. Cause it's like, if you're going to take a topic such as racism, you need to spend arcs and arcs on it. Like One Piece with the Fishman arc, or you like, you know, like, or things that like build up to it. Cause like they made an entire arc where they introduced the concept. Cause you hear about the heteromorph stuff and it's very sporadically placed, like every so often. And then like at the end of it, it's like racism.
Yeah.
And we're done. Bad.
So that's my problem with My Hero ultimately is that, not that they don't have to spend like all this time on it. I don't care about that. But whenever they have a time to actually say something about something that matters, they don't. It just like, it's so vanilla to me. That's really why I hate it. It's so vanilla in every possible way. Nobody's having relationships. Nobody's dating. There's no real conflicts other than like, you know, beat the bad guy. It's just like, bruh, it's so surface level. Everything about it.
It is. And like, as we're talking, I'm thinking about it. It's because like, it doesn't take any risk. It takes the surface. Everything it does, it takes the surface level of all of those things, and that's what it does. It just doesn't go any deeper. For like the first big plot point reveal was that Dabi was like the biggest, like Dabi being Endeavor's son was revealed in season 6.
Yeah,
but like you know how many people that have fire quirks in the entire show though?
Just a few, right?
That aren't related to him.
Just like
they all work for him.
Okay.
But it's things like that within the world, and I'm like, it make sense. Like you introduce this villain who the first time he sees Shoto, he knows Shoto's name. He knows Shoto's name. He has fire powers, and his fire powers are stronger than Endeavor's ever were. And it's like, I know 3 fire people, and 2 of them are related to each other. So I know this third person is related. And it's just like the plot points and the twist and like you said, everything's so vanilla. Yeah. But I think they take everything and they don't. It's not even that they just do a vanilla. They don't even have to try to change the formula because you can do basic stuff. Yeah. For example, like I talk about JJK. JJK, like when you look at it, it just checks off all the boxes for shonen. School setting, kids, power level, all this other stuff. But it's like it inverts everything. Whereas My Hero takes everything and it's just like as a surface level. Like honestly, if you took away the superheroes and made it a slice of life, that probably also make My Hero better. I just don't think shonen was the genre that My Hero should have been, and I think that's where it hurts the most. At
man, that's really another thing that pisses me off about it because I love shonen battle anime and I love superheroes. Like. Absolutely love them, and I feel like it doesn't do justice to either one of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, come on, bro.
I agree.
I love superhero. I was so excited. I'm like a superhero shonen.
I know.
Give it to me. Feel it in my veins. And then I watched My Hero, and this dude wouldn't stop crying. And I was like,
the thing about it is like it's not even the crying because Tanjiro cries all the time. Yeah, it's just like
it kind of annoys me.
I understand.
It's understandable. Like I get what's understandable, but what I'm saying is like the character archetype. Because people always try this and they're like, "You just don't like that character archetype, the softer main character." I'm like, "No, I love Tanjiro. Tanjiro's one of my favorite main characters." Yeah. And Tanjiro and Deku came out around the same time. They're within the same space.
They even look alike.
They even look alike. Yeah. And they're just more feminine main characters, which is cool. It's just that Tanjiro is just better at all the things that Deku does. Like the compassionate part, the like talking to people, the interaction with people, having relationships. Because even his relationships with everyone seem surface level. Because like now Ochaka is his love interest. He's never done anything. And I get it. Shonens are always weird like that with love interest. Like they kind of don't do anything and then they're married at the end and they have kids. Yeah. But I'm like, he can at least like say like, or I like your glasses or something. I mean, he said like 2 or 3 nice things to her, but I'm like, he should at least spend more time with her. Because like, even with Goku and Chi-Chi, like he at least around her at points in time. Like at least animated on the same screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Demon Slayer is definitely like, you know, like I guess because one of them's written by a woman. So like the emotional stuff in Demon Slayer hits harder and it connects better to me than the emotional stuff in My Hero. Because the stuff in My Hero, it almost seems like in My Hero, it almost seems like emotion porn or something. Like it's very.
I know what you mean.
It's a display. It's like a huge display.
Even for anime, like it's very.
It's egregious. It's a lot of
yeah.
Any like flowery
speeches. Crying in One Piece. I don't think you guys
True. But the thing about it is, like, One Piece takes everything to 11. So when off the board, like, they're crying in One Piece, like, they're crying in One Piece faces, they are ridiculous. But One Piece itself is ridiculous.
You know, I think that this episode has kind of lost track of what it was supposed to be.
I don't think it does.
It became three Oldtaku hating on the Newtaku.
Bruh. And we got one out of the Newtaku.
It became two Oldtaku hating on the Newtaku with me sitting back watching in horror, like
as we stomping his corpse.
He's dead already. You went from talking about his show to his world to his life to even how he interacts with his girlfriend, and it's all shit to you. And I'm like, dang, man, he's dead already. Just let him die.
Nah, man. I ain't gonna never let that one die. I'm not gonna let that one die because I was hurt. You know, I was hurt. Because I really liked season 1 and I had really high hopes because it presented itself as Batman getting Superman's powers.
Yeah, when I first, bit of context. Back in the day, I was the first one to watch My Hero Academia, and I did introduce it to you guys.
I'll never forgive you for that.
Never. When I first saw the first episode, I was super hyped because from everything they had said, it seemed like he was going to be learning how to be a hero without powers. And that is... We saw it and we immediately thought he's going to be Batman. And we're like, this is a shonen about a shonen becoming Batman. That is so freaking cool. And then at the beginning of the next episode, you find out, no, some shonen bullshit's going to happen and he's just going to get special wuxia powers from Magic Boy, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's not going to be Batman. He's going to be Superman.
Yeah.
Immediate deflation.
Immediate. But then they kind of fixed itself when, like, All Might was saying, like, you won't be as strong as me. Like, you'll have to work for it. And I was like, cool, so you gotta work for it. So, like, my thought was, like, all right, he'll be, like, maybe 10, 20% of his strength, but he'll, like, make up for that with, like, gadgets or whatever. And I'm like, cool. And then it's like, surprise, he has, like, all of his strength plus 5 other quirks. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
All right. Here we are now.
Here we are now. It is what it is. But, like, that is, to be honest, like, out of the new animes I watched, that is the only one I feel so negatively against. Because even the other stuff I haven't liked here and there, like, it's still stuff in it that I like. And nothing has been, like, completely off the board with me. And, like, I've only continued to do with My Hero, like I said before, because I'm already in it.
I will come to your aid a little bit because it took you a while to get off the My Hero train. You were on the My Hero train for years.
I would say like around the third or fourth season was kind of where I was. Was kind of where I was like getting out of it at. But even with that being done, is what it is.
The dog has a right to tell us that the episode should end.
Because I'm not listening to his audio. I don't want you guys either. So. We'll probably talk about that off screen. Too bad you guys want to hear it. See you later. Make sure your bed stay warm and your pillows stay cold.
Stay perfect, chat.
Peace.